Hello everyone, welcome back to Tartan Samurai Gaming, and today we are revisiting a game that we previously played on the channel, but I'm going to be doing it slightly differently today. So, a few months ago I played Streets of Rage 2, one of my all-time favourite games, and we played through as Max, my favourite character. But now I'm going to challenge it again, and this time I'm going to go through as Blaze, who is actually my weakest character. But I think we can do this, so let's see how we get on. So, quick reminder of the story here. Mr. X, the enemy from the first game, is back and he's out for revenge, and so Adam, one of the heroes from the first game, has been kidnapped. So his young kid brother Skate, Axel and Blaze from the first game, and their friend Max, who's a big bulky wrestler that we played through last time, are coming together to try and stop Mr. X once and for all. So, let's get into it. Of course, that awesome soundtrack from Yuzo Koshiro, which I will be complimenting numerous times throughout the game, and I make no apologies for doing so. Okay, level normal. Give myself 5 characters, because I'm feeling generous. Okay, 1 player. We're going to go in as Blaze. So Blaze is the middle of the road character. She's average in every single category. Now, just in case you forgot, right at the start there is an extra life, just to get you off on the right foot. Now, I might repeat some of my talking points from my previous playthrough, so apologies in advance if I do that. It's been a while since I played this. About 3 months to be exact. But this is one of those games that it's always fun to revisit. Apologies folks, I was just turning my volume down a little bit there. Much as I love Yuzo Koshiro's soundtrack, it was slightly hurting my ears there, so... Plus you want to hear my dulcet tones as well, don't you? So, level 1, we are just smacking our way through the bad guys here. So, Blaze is versatile and she doesn't give up that much in strength. Obviously not as big of a power hitter as Max, but moves a whole lot faster, so it's a trade-off. Also, I'm using analog controls this time, whereas I was using a digital controller last time, so you might notice a bit more fluidity in my movement. Because since I made that original Streets of Rage 2 video, we've got quite a few more subscribers, so I thought let's upgrade the controller and do this properly. Now you notice here, that one character, McKay, he has an unusual name. There's always one character in each level who has a name that's different from the rest of the enemies. And he gives a point bonus. So in that case we got an extra 10,000 points for taking him out. And we got it again there for Altet, or Atlet, whatever his name was. So apparently Blaze was partially inspired by the 80s action movie star Cynthia Rothrock, who I haven't actually seen many of her movies, but she was basically a female Jean-Claude Van Damme. No nonsense, action hero, and a woman, which was quite unusual at that time, so good for her. Accomplished martial artist as well. I think she was like a karate champion or something before she moved into filmmaking. So, Blaze looks nothing like her, but apparently she was an inspiration for the character. Just a good kick-ass female character who does karate, so, yeah. Oh dear. Right, Jack, you're getting battered for that. I was going to be merciful, but now you've annoyed me. Since there's a chicken right there, let's hit him with a fireball. There we go. So remember, once we get 50,000 points, we're looking at an extra life as well, so that's handy. So these guys with the mohawks and the leather jackets, they love to do a kind of sliding move once they get within kind of sweep range of you, so you've got to be careful for that. A lot of Blaze's moves are kind of judo based as well, so she's got a bit more sort of creativity to her throws than some of the other characters. There's also the fact she can jump over opponents, which Max can't because he's simply too big. So that's going to be a slightly different dynamic to this playthrough compared to the last one. If you want me to go for the full quartet, you know, and in a couple of weeks' time go back and do Axel and Skate as well, then I'd be happy to. Please let me know in the comments or whatever. But in the meantime, we're sticking with Blaze. And of course, the background there is Barbin, who is actually the level 1 boss, but also the barman of this establishment. We've got to get through Electra first. So this villain type was in Streets of Rage 1, but she didn't have an electric attack on her whip, which she does this time, hence why she's called Electra. Okay, on to the level 1 boss, and we are almost at 50,000 points as well. Now I'm going to take care of some of these subordinates first, because we've got plenty of time. Barbin is particularly susceptible to throws, and also when you get multiple enemies on screen, you can sometimes sort of knock them into him for extra damage as well. Like so. Managed to take that throw there. And that one. Yeah, keep trying, son. You might get there one day. So to tech throws, you hold B, C and down just after you get thrown. And if you do it right, you'll land on your feet. And there's the extra life. Up to 8. And stage 2. So we're going to contend with some bikers here as we cross the bridge. These guys are difficult until you knock them off their bikes, then basically they're all yours. It's great how each level of the Streets of Rage games, I think 1, 2 and 3, and 4 as well, they all kind of have their own personality. They've got their own musical style, they've got their own colour scheme. Each level really does feel unique, and that's, you know, something that a lot of particularly 16-bit games were guilty of, was, you know, getting a formula that worked and just replicating it throughout the entire game. Whereas Streets of Rage never, although the gameplay is, you know, the same in every level, it never gets repetitive because there's just enough variety there to keep it interesting. You know, we get bikers introduced in this level, we'll have other new villains introduced in subsequent levels. And as I say, each location has its own kind of personality as well. That's the danger. Sometimes when you tag the biker, their bike will catch you as they're skidding out of control. Now this boy here is our 10,000 point man, if we can take him down. So we're almost on the verge of another extra life here. Now, of course, all those bikers in the background, they will join the fight in a second. You know, position yourself in front of that guy with the pipe so you can try and take it from him. That's everybody. Oh, one more. Yeah. Now, don't be too hasty here because there's another extra life back here. Go behind the truck, then move to the top of the screen, and you get another extra life. Now, apologies, I got my sums wrong there. Our next extra life for points is at 150,000, not 100,000. Sorry about that. There's a reason why I failed my math higher. Yeah, it was just when I was playing the Punisher the other day, I thought, do you know what, it's time to revisit Streets of Rage. Because these games are always fun to play through. Apparently we are getting another Streets of Rage game quite soon for the modern systems. At the time of filming, only the Shinobi game has been revealed so far, but we are apparently getting Golden Axe and Streets of Rage games as well over the next year or so. So that'll be worth looking forward to. It is annoying when you're trying to get a grip on the boss and the fodder enemies just get in the way. So ideally we want them to be charging at us like that, because that's very easy to counter, as you can see. There we go. Oh, didn't pick up the chicken, but that's alright, we don't actually need it. Okay, closing in on our next extra life. Only 12,000 points to go. And we're on to the amusement park, round 3. This might be my favourite music track in the game. It's got a really nice sort of early 90s sort of a dance, kind of rave vibe to it. But fun and upbeat as well. It's good. Yuzo Koshiro is just a genius. I think we've had this conversation before, haven't we, folks? Please go back and watch Revenge of Shinobi and the other Streets of Rage playthroughs if you want to hear me wax lyrical about what an absolute genius Yuzo Koshiro is as a musician. Makes a pretty decent game as well. And his sister Ayano often doesn't get the credit, but she did so much of the game design and artwork for the Streets of Rage series as well, particularly the first 2 games. So Ayano Koshiro also deserves a shout out. You notice the arcade machine is called Bare Knuckle, which of course was the name of Streets of Rage in Japan, where I'm playing this from today. Oh, knife guys are always a bit tricky. I'll take them out as soon as you can. I don't like knives in this game because they're not a particularly good weapon when you manage to get a hold of them, but they can do a lot of damage in the enemy's hands. guys out. One more combo will do it. And there we go. Moving on. Oh, that's gonna hurt. So yeah, recent members who have just joined the channel in the last few weeks, we've had quite a few new people join up. So if you haven't seen my previous Streets of Rage 1 and 2 and 3 playthroughs, then please by all means go back and watch them on the channel. They'll be on the same playlist as this one, but you'll have to skip back a bit because it was a while ago that I did them. So, but yeah, please check them out because these games need to be seen and preserved and appreciated by future generations because they were so ahead of their time. Still playable 30 years later. More than 30 years later, because it's almost at 35 years now. Now these guys are difficult. What we want to do is try and keep these guys down to one at a time, so I'm not going to go to the right hand side of the screen until Kusanagi's been taken out. And I don't want to have to fight two of these ninjas at the same time. There we go. Now we can take on this other one. Hanzo. Funny enough, that was Scorpion's name in Mortal Kombat, wasn't it? Hanzo Hasashi. Okay, now we're back to the amusement park. Energy's a bit low here, we could do with a pick me up. Take care of these grunts first. Uh-oh, there we go. Now we're into the business end of things. Oh, that was good. That connected quite well. He's going to lunge out in a minute, yeah. We're going to try and keep this guy on screen as much as we can. He's got an annoying habit of either throwing knives or lunging at you from off screen, which is quite irritating. But we've almost got him. There we go. Now we're into the alien tunnel. Ooh, a katana. We'll make some use of that. You've got to watch here because the item boxes actually set off an explosion, as you can see, which can damage the enemies but also damage you. So be careful with your timing. Keep out the way as the bombs go off. Okay. Moving on. So we're coming up to a little sub-boss here. This little weird alien thing here. Vehelix, I think its name is. Hard to read the font, actually, to be honest. Is it Vehelix or Uhelix? I really am not sure. But anyway, it's no longer an issue. And again, we don't want to step forward too quickly here, because we don't want to trigger the boss until he's out of the way. And now, here's our boss, Zamza, who definitely isn't Blanca from Street Fighter. It's actually an upgraded version of a boss that we fought in Streets of Rage 1, the guy with the claws who looked a bit like Freddy Krueger. And we took care of him pretty easily. On to level 4, where we are going to the ball game, going to the baseball stadium. And we're almost on another extra life. This is going a lot smoother than my previous playthrough. So far. So far. Emphasis on that. Well, do you know what? I do like the music for this level as well. Although I said the last level was my favourite, I do like the music on this level as well. So, fun fact, the sort of illuminations in the background are actually based on a combination of 3 landmarks in and around Tokyo. Tokyo Disneyland, the Rainbow Bridge, which is a suspension bridge that's illuminated at night, and Odaiba, which has various sort of rides and attractions, I think. So, there you go, now you know. No one's half the battle. And we move on. You know, I might have mentioned this before, but I've still never been to a baseball game in Japan. Really must correct that. I've never been to a baseball game full stop. You know, when I was growing up in Scotland, just baseball was never a thing. When I lived in Hong Kong, baseball wasn't a thing there either. So only in Japan where I've ever really had the opportunity to watch baseball. And I remember watching the World Baseball Classic on TV, like the baseball equivalent of the World Cup, basically. And last time I watched it, Japan won it, so I'm under orders now from my Japanese friends that I have to watch it every time it's on, because every time I watch the World Baseball Classic, Japan win. I'm just saying. Okay, moving on. Oh, there's Big Ben. Was a boss in Streets of Rage 1, but returns in Streets of Rage 2 as just a kind of a regular enemy. Though he has got kind of a sub-boss thing going on here, but this is the only time that he's ever really got as big an energy bar as that. And you can actually throw him this time. Which, funnily enough, was something they took away in Streets of Rage 3, which was a bit bizarre, but yeah. Okay. So now we are heading down the lift, because, you know, there's always a lift elevator level in a fighting game. That's the rules. Even the Punisher yesterday had one. This might be where we lose our first life, because I usually take quite a bit of damage on this section, just with enemies flying in like that. What you want to do here as much as possible is try and prevent enemies from getting behind you. Still one more to go. You notice the lift getting progressively faster in its descent as we go through the bad guys here. Yeah, might be about to drop a life here, but we'll do our best not to. Trying to double up on these enemies as much as I can. Oh, there we go. Made it. This boss is tricky though, this one that's coming up. Abadide, who definitely isn't the Ultimate Warrior for copyright reasons. He's got a slightly better temperament than the Ultimate Warrior. We are going to lose at least one life here, so I might as well make peace with it. This boss is just a nasty one. Not doing too badly here though. Might take him on this life with a bit of luck. You want to be just far enough away that he can't do that breaker attack. So you're going to try and punch him just from the maximum punching range. There we go. He's down. That went better than expected. And we are on to stage 5. And once we hit 350k, we will get another extra life. You notice the difficulty just gradually going up here as we move through these levels, but still pretty manageable. Streets of Rage 2 is not a hard game. Right? It's a really fun game, but it's not a difficult game. You will beat it within 3 or 4 attempts if you know what you're doing, and Especially if you set it to 5 lives at the start like I did. Okay. Oh, the tie boxers are in the house. Watch out for their knee attacks. Yeah, that one. And that one. Yeah, trying to double up on the enemies as much as you can with techniques like that. Oh yeah, the Thai boxing guys can block as well, which is a little bit unfair since you can't. So that is Wayne, who is a recoloured version of the boss from level 1, Barbin. So this is the first time we're facing a boss as a regular enemy again. That will happen a few times towards the end of the game. In fact, you know, much like the first Streets of Rage, there is a boss rush of sorts over the last level. He loves that throw, doesn't he? Even though it's not working for him at all. Typical overconfidence on my part there. I deserve that. You just gotta keep plugging away at this guy. There we go, get a proper combo in now. Yeah, got him eventually and got the extra life. Lovely, we'll get some health back too, but not much. I think there is a health power up coming up in a second, so hopefully we can hang out until then. Hold out until then, I meant to say, sorry. So here's another boss, in this case the boss of level 2, coming back for round 2. Got him. And there's our health power up. Lovely. This is going really smoothly. Now, you're going to watch out for these guys in the background. They're going to chuck in hand grenades. And those will damage both you and the enemy if they go off. So you can use them to your advantage, but it is also kind of dangerous. Oh dear, mistimed that one. Yeah, I'm almost certainly going to drop a life here in a minute, but that's okay because we've got plenty in the bank. Ooh, getting that katana is a good help. So we are onto the boss here. We want to take care of these little minions first. Oh, there goes my life. I knew that was going to happen eventually. Okay, though, we've still got 9. Yeah, you keep laughing, son. I'll keep slapping you. He's down, the boss is here. You notice these special attacks also do damage to me, but it's worth it in this case. Always going to lose a life on this guy, but that's okay. As long as it's only 1 or 2, we're good. Oh, yeah, loves to counter with that uppercut. Ah, dear. We're still on 9, though, that's alright. And he's down. We should get some nice bonus points for finishing on full health. Okay. Round 6. We're on the beach. A lot of Thai boxers show up in this one. And ninjas. Shorter level this one, but quite difficult too. The boss is pretty easy though. Yep, here come the Thai boxers. So as much as you can, grab them and throw them into each other. That is the best way to do damage on these guys. There we go, job done. Energy's a bit low, but hopefully we'll be okay. Yeah, there's that sliding attack that I mentioned a while ago. Guys do it with monotonous regularity on the higher difficulty levels. But since I'm a coward and playing on normal today, we're okay. That's only a joke. Remember what I said before, guys. There is no shame on playing on easy mode, alright? You play a game how you want to enjoy it. I find standard difficulty is the way to go for most games. games are made to be enjoyed. So as long as you're enjoying it, it doesn't matter what level you're playing on. Now who's laughing, you muppet? That was very satisfying, grabbing him just as he was about to go flame belch on me. Good night, son. We are actually almost at the boss here already. That is our 10,000 point guy with the weird name, Wanter. Oh dear. These electro whips are nasty. Getting a bit careless here. Right, it's just her now, so it shouldn't be too much more. There we go. Okay, now on to the boss. Now the boss here is pretty simple because it's actually just the level 2 and level 3 boss together. But you only need to worry about the level 3 boss, because if you take him out, the level 2 boss goes down with him. So the level 2 boss is basically just there as a distraction of sorts. Souther, as he's called, is the true target, because his stealth has a very low energy bar. As do I, so I'm going to go over here and get this chicken. Right, so that's stealth taken care of. Ah! Got me just before I got him there. Yeah, I deserve that. Oh, we've officially lost a life now. Oh dear, what are we gonna do? We've only got 8 lives and 2 continues left. And he's down. In the background there is the munitions factory, which is our next destination. Try and stop Mr. X's weapons manufacturing operation. Here we go. Buffet, not exactly a very subtle name, is it? Yes, he does look like he's partial to a buffet or 2. Or 10. So says Slimmer of the Century sitting here, I'm one to talk. The reason why I don't have a face cam on this channel. Right. Okay, moving on. Not quite, still got this guy to take care of. Oh, that was nice. That felt good. And we're back up to 9 lives. Excellent. It's kind of annoying when the game compels you to pick up a health pickup just before you're likely to need it. Right, that's the difficult one out of the way. And now he's down and we can move on. Now next up, it's another elevator level. So in one of these barrels is a chicken, but we're going to try and leave it until we actually need it. So I'm hoping that'll be a while, but then sometimes the enemies get a bit temperamental like this, and we have to open it sooner than we would like. So I might have to get that chicken quite soon actually. Yeah, we'll just take it now just for safety. Yeah, I've got myself into a bit of careless trouble there. So a good strategy for this level is to stay on the right hand side and let every enemy come to you. Oh dear, that's gonna hurt. There we go, got him. We are gonna drop 1 or 2 lives on this level though, because it is a difficult one. I mean, it's the penultimate level, so it should be difficult. Whatever happened to M People? That was a good band back in the 90s. Sorry, I went off on a musical tangent there, excuse me. Yeah, caught between 2 enemies there. That was unfortunate. It does happen at the later stages of the game. So after this, I think we've got one more set of enemies, and then it's the boss. Yeah. done here. It is quite satisfying to smack into one of these guys when he doesn't have any goons to do his dirty work for him. Okay, on to the boss. So we got some robotic bosses to deal with here. A couple of Mr. X's robot assassins. Now what you can't do with these guys is grab them, because if you do they'll electrocute you unless you throw them immediately. So just try and forget about grabs, concentrate on combos. And watch out for laser beams. When their eye flashes, that means they're lining up a laser shot, so get out of the way. Again, if you can double up on the combos like this, then that's all the better. Focus on taking out one though, because that'll make the other one a lot easier. I defied my own advice there. I should have thrown him immediately, but luckily he didn't electrocute me like he usually does. Yeah, you're not the only one that can throw projectiles, mate. Yeah, one of the most difficult elements of this boss is just its kind of unpredictable movement with that kind of weird bouncing about. But once you get in range, he's yours. Now we're going to have to fight another one of them right at the start of the next level, so we'll have to be ready for that. But I think we can handle it. So here we go, stage 8, the final level. As I said, first up we got another one of these robot enemies and some minions. You notice I'm trying not to move too far to the right because there is another sort of mini boss up here which I don't want to trigger until I've taken out this robot. Enemy management is a big part of getting through Streets of Rage. So there we go. It's the level 5 boss again, or rather the junior version. Yeah, taking out with a weapon from range is a pretty good idea because you're just outside of his punching range at the maximum reach of the lead pipe. So just keep doing this as much as you can. There we go, job done. Right, on to the lift elevator section now, where we're going to fight a selection of other bosses from the game so far. Let's say this whole level leading up to the last boss is basically a mini boss rush. So there's Barbon again, or Vulture as he's now called. Once again he's blocking and throwing with monotonous regularity. Once he's on his own though, he's a lot easier to just get ripped into. You can actually have a go at throwing him occasionally. I've forgotten what a versatile character Blaze is. I'm actually having a much easier time here than I was when I played as Max, even though he's my favourite character. I guess Streets of Rage 2 is the kind of game that favours an all-round character as opposed to like a power character or a speed character. And Blaze is the ultimate all-rounder, so... Oh. Nail. Level 2 boss again. A level 3 boss rather, wasn't it? Yeah, sorry. we might start dropping lives quite regularly here because all the enemies are really fired up on, you know, it's the last level, they should be. He also has an annoying habit of just completely overriding your attacks with his own. Not to worry, we are basically where we started. He's blocking a lot more, countering a lot more, and being a lot more aggressive than he was before, so we've got to... But if we can bait him into doing either the slide or the spin attack, then we can counter that fairly easily. Gotta watch out for his throws though. Right, come on, spin attack, you know you want to. Ah, damn. Alright, we'll get him on this life. There we go. Right, next one. See, usually he does that more often. I think I'm just getting very lucky with my timing in the combos here, that I'm able to kind of get in the full combo before he does that counter. I think the trick is to try and be at the if you're at the absolute limit of your reach, he can't hit you with that counter. So there we go. Right. Final sub-boss, then final boss. So, the final sub-boss is Shiva, who is Mr. X's bodyguard, and then Mr. X himself. Oh, there's another extra life, lovely. Okay, here we go, Shiva. Now this will not be easy. I used the special attack there as a breaker to get me out of that endless combo that I was being hit with. So Shiva becomes a playable character in Streets of Rage 3, and then he comes back in Streets of Rage 4 as well as a good guy. So yeah, he's an interesting character. But I'll be honest, the first time I played this, his pectorals are so big I actually wasn't sure if he was a man or a woman the first time I played this game. The long hair didn't help either, obviously. Right, if we can beat Mr. X without losing a continue, that would be great. And I think it's definitely doable. Yeah, he loves to do that pistol whipping thing with his machine gun, which actually does more damage than the gunshots usually. Right, almost got him into yellow. Won't be long now. Don't think we'll take him on this life, but we will on the next one. One more hit will do it. Yeah, how do you like that, son? There we go. He's going to try and get up, but no, he's done. And we've cleared Streets of Rage 2. And I think that might be a new high score for myself. I don't remember getting over 700,000 before. So I'll put in the initials and then we can watch the ending, which is surprisingly emotional for a beat 'em up. Again, it's Koshiro's music that makes it. So there's our boy Adam from the first game. He's been rescued. Yeah, reunited with his little brother Skate. So the musical composers Yuzo Koshiro and Motohiro Kawashima. If I remember correctly, Kawashima and Koshiro's sister ended up getting married, so that's a power couple for retro gaming right there. And they still, Koshiro and Kawaguchi, Kawashima rather, still tour to this day, playing sets with some of the music that they composed together on these games. And yeah, check them out if they're ever anywhere near your hometown. And there's our heroes getting to enjoy the great outdoors now they've taken care of all the bad guys. As I'm sure I mentioned before, these names are mostly fake because Sega, along with many other Japanese companies at the time, were paranoid about their best programmers being headhunted and given more money elsewhere, so they wouldn't let them put their own names on the credits. But of course, people like the Koshiros, they had enough clout by this point that they could put their own names in there and there wasn't anything Sega could do about it. But not so for the lesser programmers and development staff, so yeah. Anyway, let's see how many kills we got. You press A on the high score table, 434. I'll take that, that'll do. So, that was Streets of Rage 2 with Blaze. Hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you haven't already. If you have, thank you. Please share this around. And remember to give it a like, leave a comment, let me know if there's any other games you'd like me to revisit with new characters or playing through on a higher difficulty, anything like that. So, thank you for watching Tartan Samurai Gaming, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.